success in business comes down to developing the business model constantly and evolving that, evolving and developing a new idea of the organization model. What about the people? How does that factor in?
I love this question because I really do believe that a frontier of organizational change and success is a valuing and investing in an exploration of what I would call adult development. And what do I mean by that? Just that as human beings, we don't have this kind of linear progression where we reach, mastery / adulthood and, we're done, we're cooked, stick a fork in us, that's it. We have nowhere else to go. I think we all know, and this moment has again brought this home to us, that we're continually meeting with new challenges, new external circumstances, both in our kind of personal lives and our work lives. And we have to continue to evolve and equip and expand our capacities as human beings. And I think the leaders, the individuals, and the organizations that really have a read on this are thinking about two things. And the two things they're thinking about are, on the one hand, the development and the support of individual responsibility. And by that, I mean, how do you really fill an organization with talented, mature adults and treat them as such? So how do we reinforce this sense that I'm responsible for my actions, my behavior, my work, my outcomes, my impact on the team and the business? And I'm constantly every day thinking about, what can I do actively to make a positive impact on all of those things? How can I continue to sort of advance the interests of all of our stakeholders? I take that on as a responsibility as a human being and as an actor in this system. So the organizations that do that tend to offer up a lot of autonomy and a lot of freedom and a lot of flexibility in terms of decision making, in terms of being really close to the business, in terms of working arrangements, all the things we've been talking about today. And then the flip side of that is they've exchanged kind of traditional top-down, kind of infantilizing forms of control, like I got to look to my boss to do anything or make any decisions, and saying, hey, it's really about self-regulation, or at best, peer-to-peer regulation, or we're going to use radical transparency to become a form of control or regulation, rather than, again, sort of top-down rules and prescribed policy. So that's one piece of it.
Right.
The other piece of it that I think is really juicy and interesting and more of a frontier is the development of respondability, not to get too cute, but how do you also develop and create capacity in human beings to roll with all the changes in the outside world, to really wake up to what's happening and to continue to grow and evolve yourself. And again, I think a lot of organizations are waking up to this notion of, wait, we've got some like fully formed, full human beings who have homes and plants and dogs that are barking and children that are pawing at them and parents who are ill and school drop-offs they're going to miss, and all of the messiness of a full human life and all the baggage we all bring, knowing some of us have superb gifts in some areas and challenges in others, and our job as human beings is to kind of keep reflecting on those, understand them, and find ways to grow our capacity to look at everything that comes as an opportunity to learn, to examine our biases and our assumptions and our kind of particular blinders that we wear, and to figure out ways to take those off, to really tend to ourselves as, complete human beings. How are we investing in our mental well-being? How do we recognize, even though we work really hard, that we're also human beings embodied in a body? And are we taking care of our body and our health? How do we find ways to sort of live a cycle of reflection and production of, really hard work and gritting it out, and also pausing and enjoying? So again, and these are very human cycles and human capacities, but I would argue that recognizing them and investing in them builds your capacity as an organization.